lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. A little
Oh, good heavens, it's on loop. Hold on, folks. Kill that. Stop it. Hi, everybody. I'm here. How are you? It was a funny thing happened on the way to the show tonight. I'll have you know, through no fault of anybody but mine, the server went down. I don't know whether I did that or somebody or the thing, but we had to redo everything. I hope we're going to get everybody here eventually. And I've got a phone call coming in from someone right now. Hello. Good. Go on my page. Go to the new link. There's a whole new link. Yep. Hey, Jack.
Hey.
Hey. It's a whole new link. The first, you'll see it on the Joe Zimmer Show page. It's a whole the first one. It's a whole new link to the show. Okay.
Yep.
I've got to go because I've actually got everybody in the studio. Joe Zimmer Show. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Michael WANZIE.
Oh, Lord heaven.
We did it, Michael. We made it.
Well, eventually, I don't know. I have people from around the world that I sent the bad link to now. I don't know. Hope they.
Well, on the thing you sent out, on the thing you put online, I put a correction underneath it. So I'm hoping we'll get some people in here again. Say, how are you, sir?
I'm hanging in there.
Yeah, well, we all are, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's been an interesting day for me. I started out at the chiropractor and went on to this. Just crazy. But
it's Joe. It's not you, Michael. It's Joe.
Apparently, I'm gonna live. So, yeah. Michael, we are here tonight for many reasons, not the least of which to ask you some questions. I don't.
Michael!
Wait a minute, this might be better.
I didn't know there were going to be questions.
Of course, there have to be.
Not necessarily questions, just queries.
Yeah. Well, here I am.
Oh dear. Matthew McDermott said, if that
I'm with you, Matthew. I am. Well, what the flock of geese? What's going on?
We had to do that, Matthew, because we're having a little technical difficulties, but we finally got there. Michael, first off, we may very well have a surprise for you in about 10 minutes. I don't know yet. Right now, I'm assuming we do, and I'm kind of excited about that. But
you're giving them the wrong link. So
no, I think I took care of that. Vodka. Okay.
Oh dear, I don't have any. Get some over to me.
You know, I made a rule for myself over 20 years ago, not to drink alone, and I have never broken that rule. But during the pandemic, I did massage it a bit to include Zoom meetings as not being alone. So I'm very excited to, if for no other reason than I can have a cocktail here in my house by myself and not break my rule.
But you're not alone. You're not alone.
I have to tell you, Michael, you have a beautiful home. What I'm seeing is that I'm assuming that's not a green screen behind you.
No, it's not a green screen. Now, this is my manufactured house in the forest, the retirement community I very bitterly live in Lake Mary. I love my house, however, I just hate that I live in a retirement community.
Well,
the deal was just too good to pass up. Thankfully, my cousin died of COVID, and I'm in our house.
Hey,
Got to find the silver lining these
You
days.
you do indeed. You do indeed.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to say hi to Matthew McDermott, who is here. I'm very pleased you
Hey,
came in,
Maddie.
Hi, Maddie.
Lovely to see you. Michael, my first thing, we're going to touch a lot on this because in the weeks prior to this, hearing you talk about this, that, and the other thing at Michael WANZIE's trivia night, which is on Thursdays at Savoy, you talk sometimes about having worked at Disney.
Oh dear.
And your adventures there.
Yeah.
And that's where our surprise might be coming from.
Ruin it, Joe. Just ruin it.
Well, he there's no way he'll ever guess that.
Right.
And if it doesn't happen, he doesn't have to worry about it.
Good, bad, or different. My God.
But I will tell you, one of the first thing I want to do, I want to come to Orlando today for just a moment. Okay. And anyone who's watching, feel free to kick in on this. You're welcome to say something. But I want to ask you a question that has been plaguing me and many people. And I struggled for a way to ask you this that was fair and all that sort of thing. Okay. Yeah. But do you think right now, in the atmosphere that we are dealing with right now, and we have been dealing with kind of through the pandemic and up to now, do you think our Orlando theater community is suffering from being a little bit ill?
Well, I know why you're asking that question. It does seem like there's been this perfect storm of arts-related catastrophes.
Indeed,
as of late, that have just happened. And but I will let me go back and say this first. Mm-hmm. I love our arts community. And I think that there is 90% of what's good about it is outstanding about it. Mm-hmm. So much more so than it is in other communities of our size. And I think that people are, for the most part, are amazingly supportive of each other's projects, and also the level at which what other people might deem to be competitors, the level of cooperation between the organizations, the sharing of resources and information and materials and props and stuff is outstanding. And it doesn't often occur this way, I don't think, in a lot of other places.
No.
I think that the 10% of the people who relish in controversy and who just love to stir the pot are just amplified because of social media, and they're it's always the negative people who are the most apt to be online saying something and chiming in. For all of my very strong opinions I've shared about the mad cow situation, for instance, I've made the personal rule of my own to try not shit in the community sandbox that I work in. Mm-hmm. And so,
I like that.
Like I very often will post a review of the show, but only if I can enthusiastically endorse it. If I go see a show and I'm not really thrilled with it, then I don't say anything. I'm always amazed when people who run other theater groups will trash someone else's production, or an actor who will go on or a musical director who will go on and trash another theater's. I just don't understand it. But those people are so few. But those are the ones you see.
It's tragic, and I think that my next question was going to be.
But I draw the line at ethical thing. When something becomes a matter of ethics, like with the mad cow situation, I will not keep my mouth shut. Ever.
That's all. You're absolutely right. I agree with you. 100%. Mm-hmm. I think my next question was going to be: do you think it's a social media thing? And I think a lot of things right now are social media things.
It's incredible. People get amazingly, gutsy once they're behind the keyboard on the other side of a screen. and they say the most god awful things that they would never say to that person in person, and people just forget the reach that this has, and then aid it, even if you're not a supporter of Trump, which most of the people in the arts are not.
True.
We are all evidencing the influences of this Trumpian era, which we've entered into, which is to no longer be able to engage in civil discourse. It's amazing to me. I mean, I went, someone involved with the show at the Ice House Theater and made a post just like raking Matt Palm over the coals over a review.
Yes.
And a specific thing in particular was a point. And I have never labored so carefully over my choice of words than I did in the comment I put on that thread, reading it and rereading it, making sure I wasn't saying anything that could possibly be misconstrued as offensive. And I simply said, I completely understand why this would be your interpretation of what you read.
Right.
But just let me share with you what I thought when I read it, and I shared that. That's how I couched it. Not you're wrong, you're invalid. You're just here's a way of looking at it. And it was probably the most tepid approach to offering an opinion I had ever put on Facebook. And the woman immediately came on and ripped to shreds, and then person after person piled on. And then basically at the end of the day, I was told that that I had no basis for even weighing in on this because I was white. And I was like, oh my fucking God, the hell is happening? And ugly thing, well, another thing too, recently that I'm sure everyone was aware of, but there's been a longstanding issue with people who find a way to kind of work the fringe lottery to their benefit. And I waited until the festival was over, and I did a rather innocuous post, not naming anyone, because honest to goodness, I was not thinking of anyone in particular. There were many people and organizations involved who have been doing it for years, and I have tried to take that issue to the fringe, but people change, that's changed, other things become more, and that it's never really been dealt with to my satisfaction. I put the post up not to start a war, but because I was hoping other people would chime in and say, yes, this is a problem, and Fringe really does need to look at it, thinking, well, maybe Fringe then will take a look at it. But instead, there were people who decided it was specifically about them. And before you know it, the thread devolved into charges of that people like myself and Doug Bounce are not supportive of young talent, and that we don't want there to be better shows than ours in Fringe. And of course, none of the people saying this have no idea, but I'm contacted constantly for advice about Fringe. And I share it freely. And I even share my materials that I've spent years honing. I freely share my sponsorship appeals with people on sites. Just send it to them and say, here's what I use. Take it, change the names to fit your thing.
And I want to say this very quickly. When at the point that I was still producing a show at the Fringe, I was thrilled to be chosen in the lottery, all of that. It was great. Unfortunately, I got very cold feet and decided it was time to back away. Okay. I had many reasons for it. Not the least of which I'm chicken shit. Okay. But I will say this. You were absolutely, positively the first person. In fact, I will go so far as say the only person who walked up to me, and it was at Savoy, and said, hey, whatever you need, I'll help you. That's who you are. Okay.
I try. I really do. I mean,
people should know that.
Eventually, I drew the line at. I no longer will read people's scripts.
You would have way too many. Way too many.
You gave me a great gag, as a matter of fact.
It's a tough situation to be put in. And then
yes,
I don't enjoy judging other people's work that way. And so I did put an end to that. And it was getting overwhelming after a period of time. And then, then if you make suggestions to the person, now you're involved in it. And so that's the only thing. The only thing I say no to. But I'm there to have and I hold a lot of open auditions, and I give a lot of new people opportunities, and I pay fair and I pay well. So I'm just saying that so this point I was trying to make about working the lottery devolved into, on the part of several people, absolute character assassination of myself. And not that I'm playing the victim. I know it goes with the territory when you're going to offer opinions publicly. So I deal with it. But the larger point is, I still think that that's this many people in the scope of the community.
I think very, very fair. I think very, very fair. Generally, those people who are the loudest, that's what we hear. But I do want to say this, and I'm going to say this sincerely. This is not Michael WANZIE talking at all. This is Joe Zimmer talking. And it was fascinating to me. It was absolutely fascinating to me to read the thread that you had, okay, over that whole issue. All right. It was, wow. It was nuts. It was just nuts. And now, even more fascinating, this is me talking, not Michael WANZIE talking. Now, today, even more fascinating, listening to Donald Trump literally incriminating himself. Okay, and that's all I'm going to say.
Yes, I get it.
That's all I'm going to say. And I think that says everything. Aren't you nice? Aren't you nice, Matthew McDermott? Matthew McDermott is commenting. I'm going to show you what he's commenting here. This is his second comment of the evening. I would certainly slap Joe Zimmer with Michael's dick in person. I really don't know how that would happen, and that frightens the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then he said, I hope you finally bring your...
Which part of that compound sentence is more concerning? The fact that my dick would be making contact with you, or that Matthew would have his hand on it?
Yeah, there's a whole myriad of things there. I hope you finally bring your fringe show tonight life, Joe. Yahuda the musical needs to be produced. Oh, dear.
No, Maddie. No, that's a no. No, Maddie.
And then I love this.
Hi, Ed.
About laboring to be clear in your written response, Lincoln sought to choose his words so that no honest person can misunderstand. Oh, God. Basically, just what I just said. So no honest person can misunderstand, and no dishonest person can misconstrue. I don't think there's any words that have ever described you better, my friend.
Well, I don't know, Ed. How lofty of you. Yeah.
Thank
That
you,
wasn't me.
Yeah.
That was Ed Anthony.
I know. So often I'm compared with Lincoln. It's funny.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Okay.
I've never heard that, Michael. Okay.
Jack, what?
I said, I've never heard that, Michael. Okay.
Yeah. Pertaining to your career so far, is there any role? Okay, I will ask you what your favorite role has been to date, if you have it, and B, what's something you still might like to do?
Well, still like to do is The Man in the Chair.
Didn't you just do that at Fringe?
As a chaperone. No.
You were in a chair. You were.
Yeah. Drowsy Chaperone. I love musicals. With Rich Sharon, I write musicals. I write songs. I write the lyrics.
Really? I didn't know that.
But I can't sing. And so one of the reasons I don't believe in God, I can't sing my own songs. And I love musical theater, and I like to I love to be in musicals, but it's hard to cast me in a musical when I can't really sing. And so Drowsy Chaperone is a perfect opportunity.
Indeed.
The enemies will not really have to sing.
I would come to see that.
Plus, I am that character. I am that guy.
I think that is you.
So that's what you like to do.
I would. It's the one that's left on my bucket list to do. Sheridan Whiteside was always on my bucket list. So Frank McLean brought me to Iowa a few years ago to play that in the Mannequin's Dinner. That was one to check off my bucket list. I was not familiar with the play The Whale until Beth Marshall.
Beth did it. Yeah.
I auditioned for it, but it is one of my favorite roles that I have played without knowing that it was a role that I wanted, that
you were destined to do. Yeah.
I always did want to play Father Flynn in Doubt, and I got to do that also vis-a-vis Beth Marshall.
You have a thing. You have a thing about playing.
I am Orlando's go-to actor when in need of a Catholic priest.
This is
well, you have the suit. I mean, come on.
This is true.
And that's half the battle right there. Is you have the suit and it fits. I mean, it works.
There you are. And he has a great Irish accent.
Yeah. I'm just gonna get this out of the way. I want to work with you someday. If that ever comes up, Jesus, I'll be there.
Oh, just call me Wanzie.
Just be. I call you many things actually.
Boom, boom, ching.
Usually when you're not around, but no. Yeah, you're a very unique individual. No two ways about it. I mean, I got to do something very cool. I came back basically doing something for Maddie McDermott out there at Penguin Point. I did Hysteria. What a wild trip that was, and actually got something nice said about me by Matt Baum, which was very exciting. First time, so it was very nice. But
that's a great idea, Maddie.
I have people texting me on how to get on now, and
tell them to go to the Joe Zimmer Show page, and it's right there.
Go to the Joe Zimmer Show page on Facebook, and the new link is there. We're on now.
There you go.
Did you see Maddie's? Did you see
Maddie just said this,
Michael.
This is an interesting concept. What do you think?
Oh, you and I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something?
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that would be hysterical.
I would just like to say, Maddie's got when did the trivia questions start? Well, you know what? Since I'm gonna do some trivia tonight, Michael.
All right.
If you don't mind.
Oh.
And you can't answer.
Oh.
And he has gifts. He has little gifts.
I do have. There are prizes, folks. There are prizes. We have some really cool prizes right here for the people who answer the trivia questions correctly. So
we'll do some trivia, and then we'll go back to.
I'm going to do one trivia question right now.
Yep.
And I think I like this one. I will know the answer. I already knew the answer, actually.
Comment so we know you're there.
But here it comes. And the first person to comment, the first person to get that comment in there, folks, is going to be the one who wins the prize for this question. And it is a Magic Kingdom prize this time around.
Ooh.
What is the oldest attraction in the Magic Kingdom? That's Walt Disney World. That's the Magic Kingdom. Disneyland is different. So what is the oldest attraction in the Magic Kingdom? Ron Schneider, you cannot answer.
Meaning from its inception, possibly elsewhere?
The period. It's a good question.
From the very beginning when it first opened.
Well, I'm saying I'm asking what is the in the broadest of terms.
Yeah.
In the broadest of terms.
Ron, you're not allowed.
I'm gonna give this a moment to fester. I'll wait for someone to attempt to answer it. Understand, it is in the broadest of terms. What I'm asking you, and it's a tough question actually, and yet it's not at the same time. So there you go. For what that's worth, that probably helped a lot. Should I give him a hint, Michael? What do you think?
Oh, wait. Okay, we're getting answers.
Small World? Nope. Carousel of Progress is a no. Michael Wanzie's Monorail Inferno. The monorail was there at the beginning. I will tell you that. Am I right, Michael?
Ed Anthony said Jungle Cruise.
Snow White Castle. Hugo.
Wrong park.
Oh, hey, Hugo. How you doing?
Is there a Snow White's Castle?
There is a Disneyland.
Is there?
No, that's Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah,
Sleeping Beauty Castle. This is a tough question, actually. Kids, I'm going to give you a hint.
Okay.
And Michael actually already gave you a hint, I think.
Yeah, he did. It
is not necessarily something that is only as old as the park itself.
Exactly.
Fair enough?
Cinderella's Castle.
Sleeping Beauty's Castle. Good, Maddie. World's Fair 62. That's when it was, but
it was 1964.
Yes. You're very close, Ed, but no cigar on that. It is, and again, I'm going to say this again. It is not necessarily something that originated. Should I say it?
Can I get to try before you?
Go ahead.
I'm going to go with the carousel.
You are absolutely right. Same with Small World. Do you know the name of that carousel, Michael?
I don't. I know that it came, I think it came from a defunct park in New Jersey. And it was, Disney got it and refurbished it and put I can't remember the actual, you mean the real name of it?
Well, the name of it now.
Oh, the name of it.
Well, actually.
When it opened, it was Cinderella's Golden Carousel.
It was indeed. But
now I think it's King, and now I think it's Prince. Prince
Charming.
Prince Charming.
Yeah. Good answers.
Here's an interesting thing about it that a lot of people don't know. I think I've shared this with you before. When the calliope in it is real, and it's a working calliope, was when the park opened, the type that you need to have the punch cards that you put through to make it play. And there was only one company left in the world, I think out of Holland, if I'm not mistaken, who still made those cards. And so Disney ordered those to be made so that the carousel would play Disney tunes. But on opening day, well, those had not arrived. So they played the music that of the only cards they had when they bought the carousel. And it wasn't until they didn't realize, until they started getting complaints at City Hall, that they were playing the Russian national anthem.
Yep.
Oh, God.
I remember this story. This story. Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness. Well, let's do one more very quickly.
Okay.
And we'll see if we can get a winner. And the winner will receive, and let me tell you something. This is pretty cool. We'll receive one of these. Oh, it's green. Fuck. Okay. Trying everything. I had a Kermit the Frog back here that was really weird.
Is that a teacup?
It's a teacup.
It is a teacup.
Yeah, it's a teacup.
A little teacup keychain.
I got it right.
From Walt. Well, Michael, there was no doubt you were going to get it right. From Walt Disney World. I used to have these in my car when I was driving Lyft, and I would give them to people who were very nice.
That's adorable.
So he still has a lot left.
So that is the prize for this question. And
couldn't resist.
The question will be, what is the motto for the It's a Small World attraction. The motto. Ooh, this is a tough question. Go ahead, Ron. I'm gonna let you answer this one because I don't think you might not know it.
Yes.
I actually know this one, but so I'm not going to answer though. So.
Do you know, Michael?
Wait, I gotta write it down before he gives it.
Okay.
There is no, and it's not fair to look it up, kids. We can figure out if you're looking it up.
Mm-hmm. I actually know this because I was stuck on that damn ride for 45 minutes when it died, and
It's not in the song.
It's not in the song. No, they kept
All right, I wrote mine
having the
down.
song go over and over and over. But afterwards, we walked through everything. Went, okay, what the hell is going on with this?
Wait. There's an answer. There's an answer, kids.
Ernest
Belinsky. Do you know Ernest, Michael?
I do. He comes to trivia.
And
that's Ernest.
Oh, hi, Ernest. Hi. How are
Hey,
you? I didn't
Ernest.
recognize him with the beard. He's got just a mustache now.
Yeah, he won. He won Mustang.
The happiest boat that sailed the seven seas.
Well, you got one word right.
You did indeed get one word right out of all of it. What else have we got?
Ron
Schneider's answer is, here's your effing ride.
Yeah, that would be my guess. That's my no. I know that's not what it is.
Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, let's get one more answer here. And Ernest is saying, "That's me." Hi, Ernest.
Ernest.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to close this one, Ernest. I'm going to close this one up. Matthew McDermott, Ernest, my future boyfriend. That's Matthew McDermott saying that, not me. Okay.
Maddie.
But Michael, I have a surprise for you. I hope.
No, give a hint. Give a hint.
I don't think you have any idea who this surprise or who it is or who.
Are we going to answer the question?
You got to do the question first.
Answer the question first.
Give a hint. Give a hint.
The happiest voyage to ever sail.
Boom.
Ooh, you got one word wrong, Michael. I'm going to give you a hint, Michael. For you, I'm going to give you a hint. It's something you might have done when you were younger, when you were out looking for friends.
Cruise.
Yes, it is the happiest cruise that ever sailed. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Wanzie will win the prize. Would you like the yellow or the clear one?
Oh, yellow, please.
Very good. It is there for you. It is put up here. You will have it.
Thursday night at trivia.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited about this because I think you're going to be very surprised. I'm going to give you a hint. This is a person from your past who I don't think you've seen for quite some time. I'm willing to bet on it.
That's a lot of people, Joe.
It is. This person is a director.
Hold on, please. Go to the Joe Zimmer Show page on Facebook, and he's got a link, a new link that will take you to it. It's happening, and people are here. So I don't know what your issue is.
Well, here it comes. Now, my hint is this. This person shares your name. Your first name. God knows there can't possibly be another Wanzie. This person is a show director, has directed shows in Las Vegas and around the world. Any guesses?
Mike Avila?
No. Ladies and gentlemen.
Foreman?
No, that's a good guess.
Oh.
One of my favorite actors, by the way. We were just talking about him earlier. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. Michael LaFleur.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, how is everybody?
Hi, how are you, sir?
Good.
Michael, you look terrific, you rotten son of a bitch. I hate you.
How sweet. Thank you.
My reason for wanting to bring Michael in it was because both of you were there, well, let's call it back in the day. Am I right?
Where were we?
Walt Disney World.
Ah, gotcha. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Don't let the gray hair filter in.
Yeah.
Notice only here.
Good. Car found us.
So I think it would be interesting to delve back into the. By the way, that was the happiest cruise that ever sailed. Was the actual answer to that question.
Mhm.
Car Bunce found us finally. That was
Hey,
probably who you were
Car.
talking to, Michael.
Yeah.
Hi, Car. Welcome. Michael, Michael LaFleur? I've got to say, Michael LaFleur, Michael Wanzie. Where are you now? Where are you living now?
I'm in New Jersey in Asbury Park.
Yeah.
Which is
By
put me.
choice?
Pardon?
By choice?
Well, yes, by choice, but as a result of the pandemic.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. No, I came down here. There's interesting. There's just a lot of things that are under development right now, and it's the time is happening right now. The whole industry is just scattering because whether everybody wants to admit it or not, it's a new world, ladies and gentlemen. You know, and the good news is there's some incredible discussions and things going on. But I came down here to be closer to New York.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Because I found myself constantly on the train. I was living in Massachusetts, constantly on the train between New York and Massachusetts, which I love. But with the pandemic and everything, it just wasn't making any sense. So
Indeed.
So here I am.
Awesome. God, it's so good to see you.
Between
Between the two of you, I have to tell you, the two people who are on the lower part of I love you, Jack, dearly. You know that.
Oh, I know.
But the two people who are on the lower part of the screen are two of my, believe it or not, absolute favorite people in the entire universe for two completely different reasons, but a lot of the same reasons too, frankly. And I mean that sincerely. I do.
Well, thank you.
And I mean that. Now, Michael Wanzie, Michael LaFleur, have you ever worked together?
No. I was explaining. I've known Michael for since I was in Orlando, but we've never traveled in the same circles, so to speak. We've never worked on the same projects. We know about one another. I feel like I've known you like you're a neighbor. You know what I mean?
We've met and shook hands at functions, but
yeah. But it's interesting to actually be able to sit here and say, "Hey, how are you?"
same.
Cool. I'm going to just put, I'm welcoming somebody into the chat. William Barnes.
Michael, are you originally from Massachusetts?
No, I went up there because I was brought in. There's one of those giant old atmosphere theaters, the kind where when you go in to watch the movie, you're in an Egyptian temple and the sun sets and the stars come out and all that.
Yep.
That I was brought in to. They were restoring one of those theaters, and I was brought in to create the acting company that then would be in residence.
Oh, cool.
I'm not busy. I'm old. I'm not busy.
And I thought, the sad news is that they're still trying to raise the money. It's tough because every time things would get going, something would happen. In this case, the pandemic, just stopped everything. But anyway, I already had done my part of the project. And when it was time to move on, I loved the apartment I was living in, and I loved my whole life up there. And I thought, you know what? I'm only 3 hours from New York. I'm staying.
Good for you.
Massachusetts. Well, as people from Connecticut call it Massachusetts, right?
Now, Michael Wanzie, what year did you go to work for Walt Disney World?
1974.
And Michael LaFleur?
1978.
So 4 years apart, but still very much in the infancy, the early stages of what this was. Now, Wanzie, what was your first job?
Well, I was hired to. I applied for and was hired to work on the Jungle Cruise, but in the third and final day of what was then a 3-day orientation at the Disney University, they came in and pulled me out and said that they had made an error in hiring me, and because I had honestly put my vision on the application, and I'm legally blind in one eye, And they literally pulled me out of orientation and said they made a mistake and I couldn't work there. And I had literally run away from home to come to the job. And from Connecticut, I didn't know a person here. And I had only $70 in my pocket when I arrived. And at that moment, I had $10 left to my name. And I refused to leave, and they called security, and had a security guard come to drive me off the property. And on the drive, I explained to the security guard what happened. And instead of taking me off the property, he brought me to the Magic Kingdom entrance and told me how to get to John Brownlee's office above the Main Street camera shop. And so I had to spend $5 of the $10 I had left to my name for the general admission to the Magic Kingdom in order to go through Main Street to get to this man's office, where he almost then called security to have me thrown out when he realized I wasn't an employee and had no business having access backstage to get into his office. But I got him to listen to me, and he did some research, and it went before a board of arbitrations, and it was determined that because I hadn't lied on my application and that they had caused me to make a life-altering move, that they had to employ me. And but they insisted that I couldn't work on the Jungle Cruise because people with vision impairment couldn't drive vehicles, regardless of boat on a guide system.
You do know I worked the Jungle Cruise, so I understand what you just said.
So I went. So for the first 9 months, I worked as a busboy at the Contemporary while I fought the decision, and then eventually, with the help of Karen, as I know her, who was working on the Jungle Cruise at the time, who I met in the theater workshop, she helped me with the people above her, and they actually put a requisition for hiring in with my name for a transfer, and we had a whole medical meeting, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I eventually got on the Jungle Cruise.
Michael LaFleur. Now, 4 years later, you come to Walt Disney World after, I'm assuming, auditioning. Am I right? Where did you audition?
Los Angeles.
Really? So you were living there at the time, obviously.
Yeah, and I had no intention of going to this audition. I didn't even know it was happening. It was one of those things where some dear friends of mine, had done a workshop of a, as they all are, Broadway-bound musical, and in this workshop production, it was out in Los Angeles. Two of the girls that danced in the number that I was in said, "We're going to audition for Disney today. You should come." They were going to be Diamond Horseshoe Girls, and they said, "You should come." And I'm like, "Well, but I don't have anything to offer to Disney." And they're like, "What do you mean?" And because I grew up going to Disneyland, so those people were like movie stars to me. As a little kid, going and seeing. I mean, everyone from the Dapper Dans to whatever. To me, they were movie stars. And
I can relate to that.
Someone like me could never, they said, "Oh, come on, just come in." I hadn't shaved. I had, thank God, my dance bag was in my trunk. I went and pulled out some stinky dance wear and went in and filled out the application and took the audition and got the job. It was weird. And then lo and behold, about a week later, I was on a plane flying to Florida.
Wow.
What was the first job?
Kids of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Knew it.
Yeah.
That was my next question, but I knew the answer already.
Kids of the Kingdom. Fabulous experience.
That's awesome. I can only tell you that
microphonography.
Yes, I'm from the generation that worked with the chords.
Yeah,
Michael.
Oh gosh,
Michael LaFleur. I'm going to call you Wanzie and him Michael, okay? Sure. To make this easy for me because my mind will blow up. And I'm still injured from the accident. Michael LaFleur, you have a remarkable story. I'm pretty sure it was you. I'm 99% sure this story is you of the microphone cord.
Oh God!
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, can we tell? I don't know if we can even tell that story.
Oh, go tell.
I don't see why not.
What are they going to do? Fire me?
Exactly.
No.
Wanzie, you will love this.
When we had to. Well, I'm gonna edit it a bit.
Okay.
but basically it's bad enough as it is. Trust me. We used to page this microphone cord. For those of you that don't know, the Kids of the Kingdom was a group of 12 singer dancers, and we sang and had microphones, and we had these huge long cords that we had to be choreographed to do. So if you crossed one way and wrapped around someone, you'd have to come back and unwrap. And Forrest Bayreuth, who was the original director choreographer, brilliant man, who taught us and led us through all of this. Well, at one point in time, we had to page over the front of the stage, and they created what we used to call the trough by putting a red velvet rope about 2 feet before the front of the stage. That was so the microphone cords could go in. So we're doing one of our big shows, and it was time for my solo, and I paged like a pro, and that thing whipped out like Wonder Woman's lasso and over the front of the stage. And I went out there and did my solo, and as I'm backing up and pulling, my cord snags, and I'm like, oh, great, because like time, that show moves on. You can't stop. So I pulled again, and I could tell that I was stuck on something. So I thought, well, if that's in the fire now. So I pulled it really hard, and I backed up a little bit. And as I did, the entire crowd goes, no. So I let the pressure off, and I'm like, what is going on? So I pulled again, and they're, no. So I walked over to the edge and looked down, and a kid had gone under the rope.
Yep.
And wrapped him around the neck. And I was hanging him in front of everybody right there. The castle stage.
Oh my God.
Hilarious. Everyone was great about it. There was no problem. Everybody laughed. Kid wasn't hurt. It truly was more dramatic than it sounds. But everyone was a really good sport about it.
But it was a fluke. Let's be honest.
That's just it. It wasn't intentional. So, but it was.
Can you imagine though, honestly, if that happened today?
Lawsuit.
Right.
Michael, I know what you're talking about though, because in 74, actually, yeah, it was 74. My group from college went down, and we sang. You know how they'd bring the college groups in on the Kids of the Kingdom stage, and we went in and performed. We had maybe 15 minutes to learn how to do. Oh, it was a disaster because we were just from a college pops group. We didn't kill anybody. We didn't hang anyone, but we almost tripped and fell flat on our faces quite a few times. So I got you there. That
you know what is I had told a similar story about something, and someone made a statement about at Disney, as if these things don't occur, and the thing I had to remind them is this is live. This is live. And that's what we're losing right now in entertainment, is that it's live. There's a very famous video on YouTube of Bette Midler falling off of the set in Dolly, and as she crosses the front, she looks at the audience and says, "Hey, it's live," and it's true. Things just happen. I mean, I wish I could write a book about some of the things.
I wish you should. Good Lord, both of you two actually. Now, Michael WANZIE. I'm going to come over to you. Hang on 1 second. I'm switching over to something very important to me. I'm switching to a dirty martini, Michael. And yes, these are blue cheese olives in this glass. Long story. Michael WANZIE, you mentioned something.
He did.
You were, if I'm not mistaken, a VIP tour guide. Is that true?
Not at Disney, at Universal.
But did you not do something similar at Disney, maybe?
No, I just that at a time when they were hosting ambassadors and heads of state from around the world to try and interest them into sponsoring pavilions at Epcot, when they foolishly believed that they would get countries to sponsor attractions at Epcot, which never happened. The People's Republic of China is the only country that ever sponsored an attraction. But while they were trying to accomplish that, and they would host, they would have, there'd be a VIP tour guide and some sort of Disney top brass. going through the park with these people to show them attractions. And whenever one of them was in the park, I would be pulled out of rotation on the Jungle Cruise and would just sit in the lead office so that whenever those people arrived, whoever was on the boat, that skipper had to get off so I could get on because they wanted me to be that person, which was interesting because I never got a good employee review, not once the entire time I worked there, because I was really being written up for doing my own material.
Yeah, that's
strangely, my friend, we have something very in common.
But when they wanted to impress a VIP guest,
they pulled you in.
I was the person. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, I have to tell you, you and I right now, this is bizarre. I never knew that.
Yeah.
You may have mentioned it before, but I'm hearing it now.
Yeah, so one of my favorite times was Bill Holscher, who was the head of the whole Magic Kingdom operations at the time. He was with the VIP tour guide and a female ambassador from Australia. And they got on my boat. And I had just come from the office having my review. And it was, again, a bad review.
Yeah.
Because of my going off script. So, but there I am out of rotation to make sure I'm going to take this VIP on the thing. So when they got on the boat, Bill Holscher took my hand and he said, "We're looking forward to a great cruise." I held onto his hand and I said, "I intend to do it exactly as written." And he pulled my hand back and he said, "You do, and you won't have a job tomorrow."
Boom.
So he did not want me to do the script. He knew exactly why I was held out for these VIP people.
Yeah.
And wanted me to do my shtick. But from doing my shtick, I got bad reviews.
Isn't that remarkable? Now, Michael, you mentioned, and Jack will bear me out on this, and I'm hoping I'm right, because usually when I'm at Savoy, I've already had a couple of these. And I am taking notes sometimes, especially when I'm going to have you on the show. You mentioned something about the Queen of England.
Well, that's why I wasn't a VIP tour guide at the time, but there were so many people coming here for the bicentennial that they had to bring people and cross-utilize them just for this event.
Yeah.
And who was it? The president was appearing at a American Gardens Theater in the whole 9 yards. And the story I told was that I was in charge of escorting Queen Elizabeth to that event. And but I was sick and missed the protocol day.
This is awesome.
And then when I got there, I didn't know, am I even allowed to speak to her first? After what do I? But I didn't know anything. And the only time I'd ever seen her before was on a postage stamp. So I walked around behind her and licked the back of her head.
You did what?
That's the story I told the trivia. She was never here.
It's a joke.
Well, you fucker. You fucker.
And you were so drunk you thought I had actually escorted Queen Elizabeth.
Michael, there's not much I wouldn't believe. There's not much I wouldn't believe. Because you've done remarkable.
I'm sitting here listening to this, and I was one of the performers in the opening of the British Pavilion at Epcot, and I'm sitting here going, it wasn't the Queen, it was Princess Anne. What is he talking about? And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my God, this guy is like so full of, and I'm on this talk show thing, and I'm like, oh
no, on this one, Michael, on this one, you can say it. It's okay.
Especially when this delightful man
it was a joke and was just setting me up to tell the joke.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, but you admit it, which is delightful. To me. Okay, guys, Michael LaFleur, let's start with you. If you could come up with, I'm putting you on the spot, and I apologize.
No, he doesn't.
I'm putting you on the spot. Could you come up with a remarkable Disney trivia question about the parks, maybe?
A remarkable trivia question.
This will be for the green or clear. I don't understand why this is doing this because I don't have the green screen on. The clear, it's a green teacup keychain.
Okay.
Oh, LaFleur, you are delightful.
Who put the mouse ears on Nixon at the Hall of Presidents?
Yeah.
Do you know? Do you know?
No, I just know of the event.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I would have paid to know that.
Yeah. Trying to think if there's anything that I'd have to think about it, to be honest with you.
Okay, I'll let you think about it,
All
and
right.
then we'll go to because I have this prize and one more.
Okay.
Michael Wanzi, do you have a difficult
Midland.
Carol Barnes? That's my Carol, isn't it, Jack?
Yes.
Hi, Carol. William Barnes used to do the setup for Kids of the Kingdom on the castle stage.
Yeah, her bill.
That was my
Her
husband.
bill.
A dear man, a dear, wonderful man, who I have not met, but I've heard so much about. I'm dying to meet him. Michael, do you have a trivia question for us that could win this remarkable clear keychain?
Let's do closest to the pin. We'll let several.
Okay.
Okay, go for it.
Closest. When the property first opened, well, I think now the least expensive night at the Contemporary Resort is somewhere around $600, and it goes up. And that's for a garden wing room furthest from the tower, and then they go up into the thousands. How much was a night at the Contemporary Resort when the facility first opened?
That's a good
Okay,
question.
ladies and gentlemen, closest to the pin.
And just to put it into perspective, at that time, Motel 6 was called Motel 6 because it was $6 a night to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And Days Inn at that time was called 8 Days Inn because it was $8 a night to stay there. And the Contemporary was considered a very expensive family hotel.
Yes.
Indeed, I have
We stayed with the
two
Days Inn.
answers so far. I'd like one more. Okay, Michael.
We got tons.
John Anderson. Oops, wrong rollerball. John Anderson says, don't tell us yet, $39.
Mm-hmm.
And Ernest, God, it's so cool that you're here, Ernest. I'm thrilled. Ernest Belinsky says $12. That's a fuck of a guess.
Don't
Ernest.
forget that Carol said Carol's too, right above John's.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes.
So she was the first one, actually. Carol Barnes said 49. So we got 49, 39, 12, and I'm going to rip in here 50. And I'm going to throw in here the last $25. Michael, who is closest?
One of those people got it right on the nose. So what's your guess, guys?
My guess would, oh, fuck me.
Oh, Hugo came in as 12 too.
Hugo came in at $12 an hour. Fuck you, Hugo. I love you dearly. Dear Hugo is the other half of David Gerard, if you didn't know. Two delightful people who Jack and I had breakfast with the other day.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I think Carol Barnes is closest at 49. Michael LaFleur, what do you think?
25.
Jack?
Actually, I think 39.
All right, that was John Anderson. Michael Wanzi.
John Anderson are correct. $39.
John Anderson, you are a winner, and you are a winner of this lovely, not that you can see what it looks like, but it is a teacup keychain. And now here's the thing, John. I don't know where you are. Do we know where John Anderson is? Michael, do you know where John Anderson is? Mike Wanzi?
He's the filmmaker that comes to trivia. Do you not know any of the people?
It's John.
I don't fucking know my own name, Michael, anymore.
Oh my God.
I don't know my own name.
John, come to trivia.
Oh, John! Jesus Christ! How can I not know who you are? Fuck me. Okay, because
No, that's okay.
you're actually instrumental in one of my upcoming shows.
God
I
help
will
us
tell you
all.
right now that we're going to have a show on very soon. I was on Ron Schneider, as you were, Michael Wanzie, as you probably should have been, Michael LaFleur, on Ron Schneider's Wild Rides.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that, Michael Wanzie?
Yeah.
And we are actually going to bring Ron Schneider and myself on, and we're going to run my interview with Ron and we're going to do commentary on that in the next couple of weeks. I'm rather excited about that. So, John, you win, but here's the thing, John. You have to pick your prize up
At trivia
on Thursday night.
A very special week this week. Special guest star DK Rainimer,
Yeah.
Fringe favorite, who is visiting from Washington State, is going to be a guest panelist.
Awesome.
And it's called, so we're calling the evening, Are You Smarter Than DK? So you've enjoyed DK's many shows at the Fringe Festival.
Yes, he's hysterical.
With me this Thursday at 6:30 at Trivia.
Absolutely. Michael LaFleur, have you come up with a question? Because we have one more prize, and I'm going to tell you something. This is pretty freaking cool. This, again, this is green. I don't fucking understand why this does this. But this is a set of Figment Christmas cards. Back in the day, there was a wonderful character named Figment. Ron Schneider can probably tell you more about that than I can.
Yeah.
And Figment, these are Figment Happy Holidays Christmas cards. They are up for this particular round. Michael LaFleur, do you have a question?
I don't. I really don't.
Joe, you still have some, though.
I'm racking my brains out, and I can't think. I said I don't know anything that's all that.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I am looking at.
Let's do this. How many kids of the kingdom did Michael LaFleur sleep with?
No. This is. I'm so glad you brought that up. I know
at least one.
There's several.
There's several, Michael. There's several.
There's several of us who over one night we all came together, and I said, not that slept together, just several people that are
orgies. Yes, I've heard about those.
I said, and he's like, I don't even know who that. We exchanged notes, realized we all said it's just so sad that we don't live the life that everybody accuses us of living. You know,
did you go on that marketing tour to Mexico?
Huh?
Were you on that Kids of the Kingdom marketing tour to Mexico?
I was not.
That's why, Mike.
I was not.
Okay. Well, in that case, ladies and gentlemen,
no,
I
was a serial monogamist.
Ernest is going with 12 again. I have the final trivia question, and this is for. I have the faintest idea how many are in here, but this is for this. It looks really cool, but it's green. I'm sorry. I don't understand why this does. The question is, this is where the fuck is it?
We don't know, Joe.
Okay, here it comes. Are you ready? What is this? Oh, if anybody in this room, if anybody of us four other than me know this, it's remarkable. What is the significance of the American flag on display at the American Adventure Pavilion? Wow.
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Okay, I'm going to ask that again. I'm looking at my iPad. What is the significance of the American flag on display at the American Adventure Pavilion? Does anybody in the room right now, amongst the four of us, have even a remote guess?
I do not, but I'm sure you do, Michael. I'm sure you do.
Wanzie?
It was flying over the Capitol when Walt Disney testified before the un-American
You couldn't even say that with a straight face.
Full of crap.
I love it.
Full of crap.
Michael LaFleur, do you have any idea?
Not a clue. Other than
Not even a guess?
We have a couple answers though.
Oh, we do we?
Yes, we do. Carol and Ernest both have the same answer.
It flew over Disneyland on opening day.
Nope.
No, put
The
them up.
amount of stars is wrong. How about the name of? Well, we'll get there, Schneider.
It's no, that's Lori. That's
Lori McCaskill. I'm sorry.
Miss
How
Lori.
about the name of the first dream finder? I think we all know that. Was
Ooh, Karen's got a good answer.
this is okay? There are two wonderful answers here. One is, come on, you bastard. One is from Carol Barnes, flew over the White House. It's wrong. The next is it flew over the White House. Thank you, Ernest. Good try.
But this is good.
The next is my favorite. Was fuck me. Was originally in the coffin of Walt or Roy. Oh God, I hope not.
Served in the military, but go ahead.
Say, Michael, say that again, darling.
Neither of them would have had a flag on their coffin because
I think you're right.
I mean, Walt was drew the pictures on the side of the thing in the ambulance corps, but
Great questions. Okay, let's kill that because that's a tough question. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? The answer to that question, are you ready for this? This particular flag was recovered from the World Trade Center rubble after the 9/11 terrorist attacks.
Oh my goodness.
wow.
Wow.
Bullshit. Can you believe that? Wow. Okay. I find that
you might have
What do you
added
think?
that this was something that wasn't there when the attraction opened.
That would have made it a little easier. You're right, Michael.
gentlemen, no bullshit. But would you think that's true?
Why would they say on the stop it? Are you
I
now
don't know who the fuck these people are.
lies about these things?
Does it really matter in the great grand scheme of things?
Okay, last question.
Thank you.
These are really cute. These are really adorable.
Someone please guess so we can
card.
give this card away. Someone please guess.
Please.
And no, they
Ask
are
the
not.
questions, people will know.
They are no longer available to the general public.
Oh.
Okay, here's one. Here's
Thank you, Michael. Thank you.
What did he say?
And can all the people who are on see the names of everyone who's watching?
Yes,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So, other than the person for whom their name is the actual answer, and I will give her something to make up for the fact that she can't win the prize, who on this Zoom show right now was one of the first two, I believe, female cast members to ever be allowed to work on the Jungle Cruise. Because when the park opened, women could not work on the Jungle Cruise, just as they couldn't work as conductors on the trains or Main Street vehicles, because it was all about keeping theme until we started getting into the ERA era, and then people were like getting praised about women not having equal opportunity.
I'm assuming, Michael, you know who
One of the
this
people
person
in
is.
this meeting. Well, I've seen all the female names, and so that's
Okay, one more time. Throw the question out there, my friend.
What female who is in this call right now on this platform was one of the very first female Jungle Cruise skippers?
I know this one. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ed Anthony has answered, ladies and gentlemen, and that's the answer. I think it's wrong, but that's a good question.
Lori was there early on, but not,
Yes.
But she wasn't. Lori McCaskill?
not that bad.
Was it Lori McCaskill we're talking about?
No,
How about Carr?
Karen.
that would be correct.
Karen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner with William.
Carol. It's
Who
Carol.
else but Carol Barnes?
And the name,
Carol?
at the time, her name was Karen Ferrara.
Yep.
Oh,
But
with yeah, one of my. No, it wasn't Laura McCaskill. So, Carol, my love, you have won this, and these are pretty cool, actually. Very unique, very rare. I will put them up there. So, those of you who have won a prize this evening, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in Orlando, you must come, and I will put them on my bag, and I will leave them there until you claim them. But you must come to Michael Wanzie's trivia. See how I'm doing this, Michael? Pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
You must come to Michael Wanzie's trivia on
Starting at
nights at Savoy at 6:30
every Thursday.
Okay, and it's a great deal of fun and lots of fun, gentlemen. We're a little over, which doesn't surprise me one little bit.
we already called that, so
Because we talked about that earlier. You guys,
Well, we were late starting, and people had trouble finding us. So
indeed, and people did find us, which is exciting. And I know that people are going to find us in the future on what do you call it, YouTube, etc. How exciting! But here's the thing. Again, I want to thank both of you for being here tonight. Again, you are two of my absolute favorite people. Michael LaFleur, I think you know why. Although I should possibly curse you to a certain degree about bringing me to.
if he knew he had it at the time, he would have told you before.
The fact is, Michael LaFleur is the one who is responsible for me going to Tokyo Disney Sea. For a character that the bastard wrote. The guy was an asshole, okay? The character was an asshole, and this son of a bitch wrote it with me in mind. That kind of pissed me off a little bit, a mild amount.
you were right on. You were right on, Michael. You were right on.
I adore you. I want you to know.
Thank you.
I want you to know. And I thank you for that marvelous experience.
Yeah, you were fabulous. They were fab. You know, I took you there because I thought you wouldn't be able to find your way back. But
You bet. Yeah, well, that didn't work. And then I, dumb son of a bitch, I went back again to the competition.
You aged very
it
well.
was a wonderful experience. It really was.
It was an exciting experience, and I wouldn't trade it for all the money in the world. Truly. Michael Wanzie, you, sir, make me laugh.
Well,
Damn, you make me laugh.
and-
You entertain me.
as well.
And of all the things that I need right now,
Unlimited money.
honestly, I need that Thursday night, buddy. I need that Thursday night.
You know, I need it too. Yeah.
Yep.
Michael, may I say, you've aged very well. You're one of the few people I've encountered from that period who I don't look at and go, oh.
Thank you.
You were in the kids at the same time as Terry Newby, were you not?
No,
No.
I came in. I think we were the second group, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
I'm really not sure. I know because before there was the kids, there was the college program first. So there was
Right, yeah.
Yeah, because we were in that.
right, and then they formed the original.
Well, then you was just after you.
Yeah, it's just
So-
that. And I was only in kids for about I think a year and a half, and then I moved to I went to Burt Reynolds, and then I came back to Disney, and then I did everything else after that. So
But, you know, they say Walt Disney World is often a stepping stone to Jupiter.
a lot of people, a lot of people. And if you
Leaving that alone.
also notice back in the days then, for those that didn't realize, whenever Disney had an audition and a new contract period, the day after the contracts ended, there always seemed to be an audition for Cats.
Right, yeah.
You know, and they would come in and they'd get all those old Kids of the Kingdom or Top of the Worlders or whatever and whisk them right up to New York to do Cats.
Yep.
And there's only one person in the world who would get this, who would get what I'm about to say, and he's right below me on the screen, right there, that guy right there. If I said Michael right now, I said, bob and weave, kid, bob and weave. Yeah, you remember, don't you? Yeah. Oh, my God. God, that was fun.
It was 150 years ago.
It was indeed. And then
only 125, Michael, just 125.
One night at 3 o'clock in the morning, I was bored. I couldn't sleep. Chris was laying there next to me. God love him. Chris was laying there next to me, and I just couldn't sleep. I went in the back room over here, and I got on my computer, and I looked to see if I had an email or anything. And there was an email from that guy right there saying, hey, I've got this thing in Tokyo. I'd love you to audition, but I don't know if you want to. And at that moment, I walked back into the bedroom and woke up Chris and said, can I audition for Tokyo Disney? And he said, if that would make you happy, nothing would make me happier. And that's a fact.
Nice.
That's a fact.
Sweet.
And then I got to audition for Tokyo Disney Sea and work with my friend. That was pretty cool.
And that's while you were there, that's when I first slept with Chris.
I heard about that, Michael. You weren't the only one. You weren't the only one. He was a slut. He was a slut.
And he told me about so many of you, all of you. He told me.
Michael LaFleur, what are you doing Monday night? We're having a discussion about the state of the industry right now. Would you like to come on and with a few comments about the state of the industry?
You see, this was twice as much fun. Fuck them. Cal Bruce has said something interesting here very quickly. Where the fuck is it? Let me go down here and say, my mother used to say, are you ready for this? My mother used to say, and I have to agree with her. I have to agree with her mother. Michael Wanzie could read the phone book and make you laugh.
Her mother's name was Miss Helen, and she did say that. She said it to me, so I know it's true. I don't know whether that's true or not, but it is my goal in life to make people laugh.
Well, there's a new Fringe show coming. It's called Michael Wanzie Reads the Phone Book.
One already.
Wouldn't that be something?
Not me, but
by the way, Michael LaFleur, if you could ever come down here and see I wish you could have seen what this man just did by himself, a one-man show. It was, in my opinion, was quite the tour de force, quite frankly.
Oh no, all the buzz on Facebook and everything was crazy. Yeah. So from what I understand, it was magnificent.
Very easy to see what it was. And
thank you. Cheers.
Michael LaFleur, I want to thank you so much for coming on tonight. It is
to never state of the industry.
Ever. I will ask you, Michael. But Michael LaFleur, I'm going to guess that your answer would not be much different than what Wanzie answered originally. What do you think? Are we too woke?
Wow, that's a really.
We just
I'm going to a harder curve than I threw him.
I'll tell you why I'm hesitating, because it is a major topic of discussion right now.
Yeah,
it is every single Zoom I've been on. And I'm talking around the world, any of the projects I'm working, it's a major topic of conversation. So I respectfully would withdraw from making a comment at this moment because of what's going on. And I also don't really believe that I have enough of an insight to really be, to really make some kind of authoritative comment about it, because
that is very fair.
And I also will say, I also think in every situation, no matter what it is, the pendulum always swings too far one way and then too far the other way. And then eventually it will come back to the middle. Right now, I think we're right about here.
Yep.
I'm so glad you said that. But so may I just add this, which I try and remind myself sometimes when I'm getting upset, that if we're in that moment when it's too one far in the extreme, can I just say it's a small price for us to pay to finally have it settled where we get it right.
Oh no,
Exactly.
absolutely. And
Exactly.
everything I said is very positive.
Yes.
It's just,
Yes.
it's just there's
Oh
always
no, I wasn't disparaging your answer.
extremism. Do you know what I mean? There's always
Yes.
extremism.
Yes.
And
Joe, does this sound familiar to you?
But what
This is bizarre because
But what
Jack
I'm
and I
saying
discussed this afternoon
is
because I was asking her
that's
if
the way things happen, then so be it. But
Exactly.
small inconvenience for those of us who are annoyed in any way.
But Michael,
to write something that has been so desperately needing writing for God knows how many years.
But Michael, haven't you noticed that? I mean, because like I said, Joe and I were, and this is exactly what we were talking about. And in fact, my cousin has said this about just about everything in life. If we don't take that pendulum swing and have it go all the way out, we'll never find the happy medium. Right? We have to go too far to come back.
Could not agree more.
Yeah.
See, it's my personal opinion. Me, again, me, not these two guys or Jack, me. If you can do the role, I don't care if you're purple. Okay.
Yeah, this is part of the pendulum swing that I'm talking about.
Exactly.
I think it's fantastic that people are waking up and a lot of people forget that theater is an art, performance is an art, and the art that is presented to you, you do not decide what color the artist paints with. That's not your decision to make. If you don't care for the painting when it's done, you can nod, appreciate the time, the effort,
and walk away.
Walk away. You know.
Yes.
So I think all of this is very good and very positive. The only thing, the extremism I was talking about, in case anyone wants to argue, is not about the cause or the reason or the purpose. No, 100% for it. It's when it is abused for the sake only
of abusing
that I'm woke. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
When it becomes
you hit the nail right on the head.
Yes.
I think you did. I think when it becomes a very bizarre political statement saying, "Hey, look at us."
Yeah.
We get it.
Not only that, but my job as a director is to service the author. That's my job. That's my job. And if someone writes a play about a 5'2" Irish lady trying to regain her life, I'm not one to say so-and-so shouldn't play it or so-and-so shouldn't play it or so-and-so wouldn't play it. I would rather say, then create something that's new. That's what my advocacy is. Now's the time to create new.
Yeah.
And some people are doing it, and shows like Pose and things. I mean, we're making such incredible strides as human beings, regardless of what 1/3 of the country's doing. We're making incredible strides, and every day it gets better and better and better and better. My final analogy is, when you go to cook the pasta, you got to bring the pot to a boil first.
Yes.
Then you reduce the heat to the proper simmer. It's the same thing. That's what I think.
I agree completely.
And may I add that, not that anyone here said this, but I think it was in the question. I don't think it's possible to be too woke. Woke simply means to be aware.
Be aware. Exactly.
Very fair indeed.
More aware.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are over by about, Jesus Christ, 27 minutes. No surprise with these two incredible people and the rest of you who have been commenting. Let me say this at the end of the day. We are so incredibly lucky in our business to have people like these two guys right here. Okay? Seriously. And I mean that sincerely. I'm not blowing smoke up on anybody's ass. LaFleur already gave me the best fucking thing he's ever going to give me. Okay? He gave me Tokyo, and I had a
blew smoke up his ass.
Yeah. We are both, to whatever extent we're anything, we're both products of this community, which was the first question asked at the start of this.
Yes.
The last thing I'd like to say is what I find remarkable, and it happens here. It happens with my Kids of the Kingdom group. We all get together all the time in New York now. Anytime someone comes to town, we all gather. It's
wonderful.
Everybody's still in touch. You're speaking of Jungle Cruise days. You're speaking of The one thing that Disney did back in that day, and I do think it was a special time at Disney, and I don't know if it will ever happen again. But there's many reasons that perfect storm was formed. But I'm amazed that here, 30 plus years for some people,
wild,
are still in communication with each other, are still seeing each other, even though they haven't worked together or been even in the same state, let alone country. They're still in touch and still communicate. I think that says something very special about what we all experienced back in what they're now calling the golden age of entertainment.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. I've got dear friends. I would not.
Yeah. I'm not saying it doesn't happen today.
No, but I'm not that far removed from.
No, but I think what you're saying is it is remarkable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's remarkable.
I've got dear friends who I wouldn't trade.
What's remarkable is that those stories are not few and far between when it comes to those of us who worked at Disney.
Yes,
it's across the board in every division of the company. That there are these. There's a Facebook group called "I Worked at Disney in the '70s."
Yeah.
And it's wonderful the things that are shared on there.
Isn't it fun? Yeah. Michael Wanzie, do you have a parting shot for us here? Or have you already done it?
Here it is.
Yeah. Well, my friend, both of you. Here is to both of you.
Let's just all try to be nicer on Facebook, okay?
Thank you.
I gotta say.
Yeah, there you go.
I would like to say this. I am lucky to know all three of you people. Literally, you're damn right, Michael. There you go.
It's a problem.
I am damn lucky to
That
know
was classic.
all three of you people.
Cannot top that,
And,
Michael.
I think our audience, which I know will grow once this gets posted on Facebook, will be damn lucky to hear what you have said. Thank you. Michael LaFleur, God love you. Thanks for coming in, kid. I love you. You know that.
Yeah. Next time we'll talk about the business.
Yeah. Next time we'll try to. I'm sneaky. I'm a sneaky son of a bitch. I am. I love you dearly. And you know that.
Same to you.
Thank you, my friend. Take care of yourself.
Right.
Please.
Kisses to everybody. Bye-bye. Good to see you.
Bye, honey.
Bye, everyone.
Michael LaFleur, or Michael Wanzie.
No, that's Wanzie, hon.
You are somebody I'm going to probably see in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm lucky to have ever met. I mean this sincerely. And I don't say this often, very rare. I'm lucky to know you.
I'm very sweet. And I feel
you're pretty cool. You're a great guy. And
I find it in my heart to forgive you.
You bastard.
She adopted out 2 cats to my friend David Dorman, whose home I go to often, and I hate cats.
I know.
Me too. You know what's scary, Michael? I think.
Don't hate me. Don't hate me. It's not my fault.
I think I've discovered tonight and in the past couple of months, we have a lot of things in common, which is rather frightening. I'm so sorry.
What, you don't like cats?
He's allergic. He's highly allergic. He hates cats.
Yeah, I'm allergic to cats. I can't even tolerate them. Although they're lovely. They seem to gravitate towards me. Fuck them. But we have a great deal in common, which surprised the daylights out of me. Everything I heard about you, literally, and I want you to know this, everything I heard about you prior to meeting you was totally and utterly the opposite of the person I met.
Yes, it's amazing how many people know everything about me that have never met me.
Mm-hmm.
And frankly, that throws the crap out of me. Okay. And Matthew McDermott, if you're still listening, fuck you. Okay. We got that out of the way.
Oh, God, help us all.
I produced the fucking Sunshine Boys.
Actually, that would be fabulous. That would be fabulous.
I have to tell you, I recently had to back out of the Christmas Carol.
Yeah, but for an excuse to get out of that.
Scrooge. Sir?
Actually,
weren't you?
He's not showing it, Michael, but he really is in a lot of pain.
No,
In all honesty, I
know.
was seriously excited about doing it. I was seriously excited about doing it as a bucket list role for me. Maybe someday I'll get it again. I have serious doubts about my talents, my friend. I truly do.
No, your physicality.
And I said things to the director saying, look, if you want to change your mind, it's not too late. You could tell me to go fuck myself, and I'll be perfectly all right with that.
He did. No.
But that's me. That's me.
Yeah. I think
on the other hand,
that's an incredible disservice to yourself at this point in your career.
Aren't you nice? Aren't you nice?
It's okay, Michael. I'll smack him later.
Michael Wanzie, thank you for coming back again. I would have you back every 5 minutes because there's so many layers to you. There's so much more out there.
3 at least, right?
Yeah. Tell me. There's so many layers.
Are we still on the thing?
We're still on.
Oh, for God's sakes, you've been saying goodbye for half an hour.
He does
That's my job.
It takes him forever to say goodbye.
I adore you.
Trust me.
Thank you, Michael. Everybody say goodbye to Michael Wanzie.
Thank you to everybody who made the extra effort to find us tonight. Love you all.
Awesome. They'll be back
on Thursday.
Don't forget Thursday nights. Michael Wanzie at Savoy.
6:30.
Yeah, Thursday night, 6:30 p.m. And you're not going to have a better time. Those of you who won, come pick up your prizes. They will be in my bag on Thursday night, I promise.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Michael.
Bye, honey.
I love you. Bye-bye. Jack, as you know, and thank you for backing me up on what I just said.
You do take a long time to say goodbye, though. I have to say that. You do.
You are, I'm going to take longer now. You are a good part of the light in my life. This show, being able to do this, is a great deal. God, it's a great deal of fun. Tell me that wasn't fun.
That's always fun. It's always fun. But one thing I did want to say, I just wanted to say is that of all three of you, actually, I don't know Michael LaFleur that well, but I've kind of gotten to know him a little bit. But
brilliant man.
You and Wanzie, who I call Michael because that's who he is to me. What a lot of people don't know about you, because you're both curmudgeons in your own way.
In our own way? Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah. But both of you, the reason I love you so much is that both of you have enormous, enormous hearts. And that's all I'm saying. So there.
Aren't you
goodbye to me. Okay.
Aren't you sweet? Jack, I love you.
All right.
I truly do. Take care of yourself, okay? And I'll
talk to you tomorrow.
Soon enough, okay?
Bye,
I'm
honey.
on the wrong damn thing. Thank you,
Good night, Gracie.
Bye-bye, my dear. Ladies and gentlemen, the 6 of you who are left, whoever you may be, thanks for coming. Tell your friends, we're here. We're back. We're going to come back with more shows. I'm excited about that. This is what I got now. This is what I can still do. And it's so freaking cool. I got my whole life behind me here, a good portion of it. I love you. I truly do. Maddie McDermott, if you're still there, Lord, I love you. Okay? Take care of you. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care. And let's make it real, huh? Okay? Bye-bye. Oh, don't forget. Look for the helpers. Yeah, they're out there. They're helping. And you might want to meet them. You might be one of them. You know? Work at it. I love you. Take care. Bye-bye.